What is up, my WAP movie realists? Once again, I am Matt back for another real review, and today we're here to talk about none other than the new Blumhouse horror thriller, Black Phone 2. Listen, as I always say when it comes to horror films on this channel, I'm a little horror bitch. That being said, because of that and the timing of when Black Phone 2 or Black Phone, the first film, initially released, I have never seen it until yesterday before my screening. Which tends to happen a lot for horror films or sequels of films that came out before I started doing this. So I had the pleasure of doing a Black Phone double feature. And after 3 years of the first one being so hyped up for me, I thought it was just fine. It was more of a thriller, nothing too scary about it. It's a solid time, but it wasn't great. However, that also was on my mind for Black Phone 2. Black Phone 2 is one of those situations where I put it in the same realm as Top Gun Maverick. It is a sequel that not only elevates itself, but it elevates the original too, because the success of Black Phone 2 as a film, when it comes to its own story and everything, uplifts how you feel about that first film. Because Black Phone 2 is just a damn good time. It is a banger. It is fun. It is bloody. It's violent as all hell. And it's so supernatural with all these just fucking amazing, beautifully shot sequences. And I had the time of my life. Now, granted, there are some issues, and we'll get into those shortly. But overall, the film itself left me excited. I was on the edge of my seat. I just, it's not what you think you're gonna get. The first film was very much Finn or Finney, depending on what you want to call him. Story played by Mason Thames. This one, however, is Gwen's story, played by Madeline McGraw, the little sister. I loved that roles were kind of reversed and we made this her story, especially now that we have an idea that both have this kind of supernatural ability curse as they viewed it in certain ways that they inherited from their mother, who it is just one of those films where I was just like, yo, this is what I sign up for when it comes to horror movies. As a little, like, my favorite horror franchise is the Scream franchise. But when it comes to horror movies that I try to avoid, when I get the chance to sit down and embrace them, this is the kind of shit that I look for. And I absolutely loved it. The first hour-ish, there's some pacing issues. It's up and down. But ultimately, the payoff is what makes this film such an incredible, fun, just time at the theaters. The connections to the first film, to their mother, and how different the story is this time around just really blew me away, and I could not be happier by that. I mean, just absolutely a barn, just incredible, just absolutely incredible. And Jeremy Davies, getting to see where his character, their father, who in the first film was a drunk, stands after this. Just seeing how he's evolved and whatnot, and then having a very good supporting cast featuring Ariana Rivas, Demian Bichir, and of course the return of Ethan Hawke. Just incredible. So fun. This is one of those films where it's really hard to get into the nitty gritty of it, because the second you do, you really enter spoiler territory, and that's why I don't want to dive too deep into it. But if I'm giving this film a rating, it's a 4 out of 5 for me. Scott Derrickson, I know a lot of people questioned what he was going to do after he left the MCU, but after back-to-back Black Phone films, and I would be shocked if this one isn't a success. It seems like he seemingly made the right decision, and he gets to continue in his horror roots as he's done in the past. So good on him for taking the bet on himself and being like, "Hey, Marvel, this isn't what I want to do, and I'm not following your rules, so fuck off." And betting on yourself and putting out 2 back-to-back bangers like this. So with that, that's my review of Black Phone 2. Be sure to check out all of our other reviews, whether that be ones coming up in the future or ones that came out the past week, like Roofman. I did see Tron Ares. I didn't do a review for that because that was a movie I saw for myself. No one needs to see my review on it. That was a birthday movie for myself, and I'm a big Tron fan, as you know from the trailer reaction on this channel. But be sure to come back soon to check out the new podcast over here with myself and Amr Moses, the Daily Prophet Cast, which is our Harry Potter podcast. This month's episode is covering was David Yates bad for the franchise, so be sure to tune in for that. Check out our sister channel, What Real Gaming, which is run by one of my business partners, Taylor Cleek. That's where all of our Twitch streams go to live after the fact. And speaking of Twitch streams, later this month we have Real-Oween Riot, the Real-Oween Rumble, Trick or Treat, Street Fight, just a lot going on over on our Twitch. So be sure to check that out. He does the WWE 2K gaming and so much more. It's spooky month, so he's playing a lot of horror games. But yeah, with that being said, however, signing off, I am Matt. This was another Real Review, and we'll see you next time.